We are live.
Nice. All right. JQ, my brother, what's up? How you doing?
How you doing, bud? Sorry about that. It was taking a while to catch the stream. I don't know what happened, so we may have been live for a few
That's
seconds.
okay. People could hear me humming. All right. I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just let me get my windows oriented. I was not expecting that. I was expecting that not to work, and then I got everything all screwy. Okay.
All right. Now your volume's a little bit loud.
Okay. Let me fix that. I think we're here. I think we're there. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me. Cool. Welcome, everybody. TQ and JQ here at Tea Time at the Apothecary, going into the July 4th weekend. And we're really just talking summer, catching up. I have some, things in mind, but we're drinking some iced tea. Iced tea done with what?
This is English breakfast iced tea with a little bit of monk fruit.
Hmm. Greta was joking. She made some strong ass iced tea.
I think she does. Okay, here's like full disclosure. I think that we were moving fast this morning. The kids are going out to Fox Lake with the grandparents. They so we were doing a lot at once this
No,
morning.
no, I'm not ripping on it.
No, no, I'm telling you what I think happened. So I think that she made a recipe for hot tea that you're supposed to pour over ice. And we made the recipe, put it in the fridge, made it cold, and then just pour it over ice. So
Not diluting it.
it's not diluting as fast. So we made a concentrate. Essentially, drink a little bit, add some water. I think we're good.
Cool, cool. Well,
In
I'm gonna
fact,
be.
I'm gonna go fill mine with a little water.
Hey Jay, turn it down a little bit. Still,
Yeah, here I
I
got
agree.
one.
I ran out of water, but anyway, I will be bouncing off the walls by the time this little glass of iced tea is done, which is
All right,
okay.
is that better?
Nice. Dad is joining, watching in the car as they drive out there with the grandkids. So one of my daughters, my younger daughter, and your two older kids are
Hmm.
all heading out with our parents. So
My house is so quiet.
yeah.
It's
Mine probably is too. Nola is like
it's the
one
last
quarter of the kid, one quarter of the people in the house, and provides
three people of
70%
the
of the entertainment.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, in a good way.
Yeah.
So, how you doing, brother?
Uh, you know, I'm okay. Crazy week.
Yeah,
Um, got my property broken into. That
your
was cool.
garage, huh?
Yeah. Um,
It
yeah,
happens.
which wasn't like yeah, things happen. It was not a big deal. It was actually like I mean, honestly, I would like to talk about it for a second because it was kind of interesting, especially right now to have an interaction with the police. It was like a little intense. I think for everyone, for the police and us, everyone was sort of like, "Oh God, here we go. We gotta have a conversation with the person," you know.
Yeah.
It was weird. They were clearly on their these guys anyway were on their best behavior. It was the guy was really nice and he was like they both wore masks. I'll say that. So props to these guys in the CPD for wearing their masks. And first thing they did was say, um, "I want you to know I have a body camera on right now, and this whole conversation is being recorded. So I just want you to be aware of that."
Huh.
And I was like, "All right, I'll take that. That's a great way to begin the conversation with a police officer." You know.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Um, I think
I got, believe me, I had to call them because we had to like insurance claim. We're gonna, whatever for the thing that was stolen. You need to have a police report.
yeah.
I'm not very excited to interact with the cops, but
I
you have
mean,
to sometimes. And
yeah, yeah. I was saying, maybe this isn't the right. I want this to come across appropriately, but it's like, um, I have a problem with an institution that is built on a lot of bad stuff, but we're everyone in this world is human. And so I feel like it's this constant pull of like, how do you practice humanity in your personal dealings while not sort of lionizing institutions that are
That need work.
that have serious flaws.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that there's this feeling sometimes that we have to be like, you're either reverent or you're not. You're either patriotic or you're not. You're either this or you're that. And that's bullshit. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm still dealing with a human being who's here to do a job, and that doesn't really change uh, how I should act with a person.
Yeah.
And you know, as I was at some protests, I saw that where people were very respectful to individual police, like biking around the protest, and the ones that I was at, you know, without it wasn't personal, but it was not hiding the idea that we are going to protest an institution of which you are a part. And I feel like that's a tough thing to manage as a person because emotions on all sides come into play. And I'm not saying that to write it to sort of give anyone a pass. Just saying, like, if even talking about this in a video with my brother is kind of hard, it's got to be hard being out in the world doing these jobs or coming into confrontation with people. You know, I don't know. It's like,
Yeah.
it's
Anyway,
heavy stuff, you know?
it was
Bottom line is, you got garage got broken into. You got to make a claim for some stuff.
and you know what? Like,
It's fine.
and bottom line is like these humans I had to interact with were following protocol and were decent to us. Um,
Yeah. Happy Canada Day, John. Therese, nice to have you on for a little iced tea, baby. You know, and
baby tea.
yeah,
Nice baby tea. We should do
I know,
iced
I
baby
know.
tea.
Iced tea. Yeah.
So we have a tea at the store. It's that the Romanians come in and say, "Give me baby tea." I
Yeah.
would like baby tea, and they always say baby tea, and it's this tea for the moms and the babies. You can cut it down like half with water. They give little drops. It's essentially it becomes like a little bit of gripe water, but it's like an anise fennel caraway tea, and so give me baby tea was always me and Lori were at the front. Give me baby tea, and then you'd bring it over. How much cost? And then when you would tell them, they would say, "I have two package." And so
Yeah.
you just got in the habit of bringing one and then keeping one below, and they would say, "I have two package," and you just hand them.
Yeah. So you don't have to make another
Just
trip.
start to laugh. How'd you know? I'm like, you all want two packages.
Yeah. Yes, we have some awesome customers, and our Romanian community is
The best.
beloved. Beloved. They're great. Um, can I, at the risk of delving back into that topic again, I want to point out baby tea. Yes, Lisa, get on it. Let's up the game. Let's up our baby tea game, or at least like promote it. But I want to say something that I wrote down. I've been making notes for myself of especially thoughtful things that I'm reading or listening to on the topic of Black Lives Matter, on the topics of policing, on the topics of racism in society. Because honestly, I can't stop thinking about it. Like that, I spend a lot of time outside of my work and family day-to-day stuff thinking about that. Because it feels like protests, they're still going in certain places, but that's not on the top of everyone's radar. But I don't think that we should stop thinking about how do we make society better, right? So there is this whole notion of defund the police and or abolish the police or abolish prisons, which can get people very heated and make people very confused. And rightfully so, because even the people who are saying those things, like something like defund, there's like a huge variety of what they mean in that. Some people mean like take some of that money and create other social service agencies which respond to certain things first because it's not police job to do things. And other people mean, hey, there shouldn't be police as we know them. And I'm not here to, I don't know that I feel capable or I'm a person to weigh in on that, but this was something that I listened to that I thought was interesting. And it is that a lot of the people, and I think this is true when I hear the people who say, defund the police. I mean, abolish police. That's crazy. Or defund police. That's crazy. And I think one of the things that's interesting to contemplate, and I'm not here to start a political debate, just the idea that, maybe I am, but anyway, that's not my goal at this moment. The idea that many of the people who have a problem with it or think that that would be crazy, that instinct comes out of a place of you already live in a society where the police are essentially abolished from your day-to-day life. Does that make sense? Like you had to call them. How often have you called the police for an incident at your house in the past 5 years that you needed to file a police report about?
Yeah, I mean, once, twice, maybe I've called them. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like it was almost administrative in its usage, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Like I think that's worth considering. And I think people need to keep that in mind. That if you live in a society where that's your interaction, you already have what a lot of the people calling for this are asking for, which is a society where they don't have to be thinking of the police as essentially policing them on a regular basis.
Right.
So, wow, I don't know where this came from. I wasn't planning to talk about this, but I think I started to think about it in Independence Day we're going into. It's a day to celebrate freedom and
British terrorism.
From police state terrorism.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that I'm not here to say all police are bad. That's the whole point. They're not. There's like good people who do this job. It's especially hard right now, I think, for people of color who are police. And Lori Lightfoot said, like, one of her things is that it's one of the key paths in the city to move into a middle income job for people of color. So that's her main worry about this movement is that, like, there's not many ways that people in disadvantaged communities can move up in the income ladder. And this is one of them. So there's a lot of complications here. But my point is, as a society, we should be looking at and thinking about if we're celebrating Independence Day, and I live in a place where I don't worry about when I walk home, am I going to be stopped? Am I going to be frisked? Am I going to be looked at suspiciously? I don't have police bothering me if I sit out in front of my house or run around my block with my kids. None of that happens. And honestly, the police shouldn't have to worry about that often. But there's a lot of places where that's not true. And so before you get mad about people saying defund the police or abolish it, think about what they're asking for and put yourself and say, do you essentially live in that dream state already? If you do, then I think you should reserve judgment and do a lot more listening. And I say you, meaning me too. You know? One should is what I mean to say.
Yeah.
Anyway. Hi, Mary Josephine. that's
good.
my thinking today going into Independence.
I like it, dude. You know, like whatever, man. Let's. I'm not afraid to talk about that, and let's. I think that's a really great way to think about it. That I don't think is controversial.
No, I don't think it is.
That seems so common sense and nuanced and lovely way to consider and be open to a new way of looking at things. It's hard. You're talking about huge institutions, like envisioning a new format is really difficult when that's all you've known growing up and you play cops and robbers and you know what I mean? Like it's like ingrained from a very young age, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
I have a funny story, JJ. I got to tell you this because it's so cool because I don't know how he connected these two things, and I don't know what it says about the current state of the government that they had to make if I were president things or something in kindergarten. And it was like, his said, like, if I were president, I would throw all the bad guys in jail or something like that, right? And I was like, wow, that sounds a lot like the president we got. Anyway, no, listen. So, but we didn't see it. So we went to pick up all his art because it's been at the school, and we went to pick up everything that was in his cubby. So we went to pick it up, and Greta was going through the pieces of art, and then came to that one. And she, she's Sydney's daughter. She has no poker face. She just goes, "Eee," like like in front of him.
Yeah.
And he looked and saw which one she was looking at, and he goes, "No, no, mommy, that was before I learned about Dr. King."
Whoa.
How cool is that?
Wow.
I thought that was so cool. Like no one told him that those two things were even related.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Oh,
what an awesome, awesome little kid connection that was so obvious to him because he doesn't have any politics in the way.
yeah, yeah,
You
totally.
know?
Um, there is, it's true. I think, so how would I put it? That's a great point because I think that, in the way that you said, like what I just said was, it's actually like, it shouldn't be controversial. I think that um, one of the things that I really valued listening to was an Ezra Klein podcast on the guy who wrote um, Chokehold. There's a book about this topic,
Yeah.
policing in African American community, and his whole point was that he used chokehold as not only the literal chokehold, but as a metaphor for um, the way that certain communities are treated in society in general. And the messed up thing about a chokehold is that the very what is a chokehold designed to do? It's designed to get someone into compliance who is not in compliance. But the nature of a chokehold is such that it creates such panic in your body that it actually makes it
Cannot
physically
comply.
impossible to comply, which obviously we see the disastrous consequences of that in the physical sense, but we need to start thinking about that in the
Metaphorical sense.
metaphorical sense too, in that, like, are we putting, and some of that is like this idea of like, sorry, pull yourself up by your own, we put you in this position because we've had centuries of racism and by Paul Butler, thank you, centuries of racism and messed up institutions and laws designed to keep people at the bottom of society from a socioeconomic standpoint. And then when we find that certain groups are in situations that we find to be intolerable, it's that they're not measuring up and they're not doing what they need to do. Do you know what I mean? And how absurd that is. Like, hey,
I mean,
we
that's
are
the root
potentially
of
going
the
to make it
whole thing.
impossible for you to rise up, and then we're going to blame you for not rising up in society, for not being upwardly mobile, even though everything we've done has been to prevent you from being upwardly mobile.
Right.
Isn't
And
that?
and acknowledging that discrepancy is somehow like devaluing other lives. It's so ridiculous. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like it's outrageous. So I don't know. That's what I've been thinking in going into Independence Day, 4th of July, is like, why doesn't everyone, along with eating your hot dogs and looking at fireworks, think about, like, I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to figure out, like, what can I do? What am I doing in my business? What can we do to, like, acknowledge that, like, we've just accepted a lot of things that are built in a way to keep certain groups not being able to fully participate in the benefits.
That's a good question to be pondering
Yeah.
on Independence Day.
Independence Day,
For
you
real.
know?
I've always, I've never been like the super patriotic type to like wear like American flag t-shirts and all that, but I do love this holiday for other incidental and circumstantial reasons, which is I don't think people expect much out of it. Like as a holiday, it's not like built up like Christmas, so I always think it sort of over delivers, and it's
And
based on a
that gives you
barbecue
great times.
and it's based on like barbecuing and hanging out, which is like really low stakes, so it always over delivers, and it's just to me like the perfect setup for an awesome time with people you love. So I do enjoy this holiday, and I gotta say, I know people hate fireworks, and there's a lot of hate for fireworks in the city anyway, but I just find them beautiful. I'm still amazed by them, and I find them magical every time I watch them.
Yeah, I uh, I agree. I think that I don't mind the
Firecrackers,
fireworks.
I could do without firecrackers, but
Yeah,
but true fireworks, I like. Yeah,
yeah, and even like for a day or two, like the drone of firecrackers in the background,
it
it does
kind of
something
creeps me
nice.
out. That part creeps me out a little bit. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. But what I think is funny is like I mainly turn off all those notifications on apps like these neighborhood apps. Um, that because every time there are fireworks in the neighborhood, like seven scared people say, "Is that gunshots? Is that gunshots? I think I just heard gunshots." And they think that if it's really loud, that means it's gunshots, rather than gunshots sound like a snap. It's like psh, 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 from when you hear it through a wall. But anyway, I get tired of everyone thinking everything is gunshots from like all summer in Chicago. But anyway, um, what's going on? What are you laughing at?
I don't know. I think we just drank double concentrate tea. I think that's what's happening right now.
I know. I'm starting to feel like,
My stomach's a little nervous.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I put out a new video this week about about my favorite dinosaur. So people can check that out at Q Brothers One on Instagram. I would love for people to check that out. If you have kids, please share it with them, or if you know some kids, please share it with them. If you know some kids who are into dinosaurs, even more so. I wrote it for my kids, obviously, and everyone else's, but especially my son who loves the Micropachycephalosaurus, which is the smallest dinosaur with the biggest name.
I love that song.
So, did you see the video yet or no?
No, I have not seen the video yet.
The whole thing is designed like a 1980s Nintendo game.
Really?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really good.
Ooh, I can't wait.
It's really good. I'm very very proud of it. And Tony Churchill, who did our projections for the when we did the Long Way Home, the Odyssey, with the
Yeah,
children's choir.
Chicago Children's Choir.
Yeah, and with the Hebrew Brantley as the cover, Tony did the all the projections for that, and he made this video. He was like, in the pandemic, he lost his work, and he was just like, "Send me your footage. I want to do something. I need something to do." And it was Greta that was like, "It already kind of looks like an '80s video game. Can you like push it in that direction?" And he was like, "Oh yes," and then like went full on and
Nice.
like did like the menu and like everything that looks like the beginning of the video game. It's great.
Can you stream it right now? Can we watch it?
Oh, I don't know how that works. Yeah,
Just share your screen, right? And I'll turn off my microphone.
we'll see if it actually works. Let me see. It's on Instagram. I don't even know if it's on. Let me see. Let me see if I can.
Don't give up before you've started. Try and make it work.
I will, but if it's glitchy, you got to stop and let me know.
Okay. But I think it would be fun.
Okay.
Because you can do Instagram on a web browser too.
Yeah, it's kind of janky though. Hold on. Okay. Okay, I think I got it. Let me see if this works.
It's Greta has Facebook link. She just
Oh, there is a
oh
Facebook.
yeah.
I don't have Facebook, so I'm trying to. Okay. Let me see if I can do this. If I share screen, desktop, share.
Yeah.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Can you see that?
Yeah. Go.
Now tell me if it starts glitching, like wave your hands because I can see you.
Okay.
Good? When I meet someone new, I always implore, please tell me what's your favorite dinosaur. Dinosaur names can be complex, but most kids I ask just say T-Rex. The name sounds cool and Rex means king, but being a T-Rex...
Hey, the thing I want to say is I think it's not coming across full effect because the video is so delayed from the sound that I think it's not, the coolness of the video is not coming across. You know what I mean? I can't hear you.
Anyway, there's a little taste. People can check it out.
Yeah. Well, we got to watch on your own where it's not.
Oh, there we go. Greta shared on in the comments, so we got it.
Cool. Yeah, it shouldn't be delayed through 3 layers of streaming or something.
Yeah, I was like, it's
Yeah. Still, I'm excited. The song is so good. And by the way, my brothers and Jax and Past, Q Brothers Collective, Q Brothers made such a good album. That album is so good. Honestly, I love it. I love it. I bump it fairly often, at least once a week. I'm like, it's on my phone, and I'm like, I'm just gonna listen to this as I'm walking around the neighborhood.
It really is like I know it's a kid's album, but it really is like an album that just is great in the car for anybody, you know?
Yeah, car walking around, it's just fun. It's just fun. The rhymes are good, and the only thing that really makes it, I mean, the kids is the top, the subject matter, and the fact that you're not swearing.
Yeah, but even still, like
sexual stuff, you know?
we've peppered all of the like tons of jokes for adults in that the whole time, you know?
Yeah, I know. There are appropriate puns and references that kids will not get that adults will appreciate that are not appropriate for kids, but they don't know, they're none the wiser.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, you know, that's Shakespeare, right?
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
So here we are.
Let's talk about really important stuff right now, fishing.
Okay.
I am going to bring fishing rods for the kids.
Did you try the halibut? How was it?
The fish that we were eating? Yeah.
It's good.
Halibut's awesome.
Yeah, I thought so too. We had it last night.
I love halibut.
So I had an idea about a dance song called Efficient Machine, and it's like this like awesome beat, and it keeps saying efficient machine, efficient machine, efficient machine. And then but then all the footage is us dressed as robots fishing, and it's efficient machine. It's so dumb, but I think it's really funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
And I think we could make it's like a total dad joke, but I think you could make like an awesome, like really great dance video that would also catch on with people who are into fishing.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's sort of like Kraftwerk Daft Punk meets dad joke.
Yeah, meets That's a Pretty Fish.
Yeah, Jimmy Houston.
Thank you. I couldn't...
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I'm with it. Tell me when the video shoot is. I'll bring the equipment
This weekend. Yeah, it's this weekend.
Yeah.
A fishing machine. A fishing machine. A fishing machine.
This is another one of those ones where we just like get loopy because we drink something that's too strong.
Yeah, well,
Not too strong, but
this
too strong for my fragile psychology.
Beer can. I like that name for a boat. Oh, what would your boat be called if you had a boat? That's a great question. This is one of Carl Easton's #1 questions he asks new people. What would you name your boat?
Carl, that's great.
His is Summer Crush, which is his wife's nickname. But then I was like, what about Sea Rat? But you spell it SEA. And he's like, oh, that's good. But she got kind of mad when I said
that. I don't know. I feel like it has to be something really good now. Now I'm feeling all this pressure.
Well, now anybody else got a good boat name out there? We need a good boat name. Mine is a fishing machine.
Fishing machine. I like it.
I wonder if G's gonna name his with a little paint.
He
No.
needs to. I think that's.
Yeah.
I don't think you can have a boat.
Even a little rowboat, you got to name
Can you
it.
can you name kayaks? That seems like a
No,
maybe.
you can't name
Yeah,
kayak.
right.
Name
Damn
kayak.
it.
Yeah. Oh, anyway. All right.
No,
So,
I
hey,
can I
I
can
wanted
do.
to tell people we're drinking English breakfast, double strong English breakfast with a little bit of monk fruit sweetener. We use the Lakanto White. That's the only monk fruit sweetener I'm using because the other ones all taste NutraSweetie. And this one is amazing. Um,
Yeah, steep for 3 minutes. Strain loose tea and transfer to a heat-proof pitcher. Stir in 8 teaspoons of monk fruit sweetener. Refrigerate until cold. Serve over ice. Maybe
I,
we could add in
I
uh,
put lemon.
dilute some with some water.
Mm.
Uh,
No, I think she calmed down the ratios for the to
Gotcha.
make it a regular strength.
Yeah, yeah. And I will say, I don't drink sweetened iced tea normally. We did this because I know a lot of people like it. And because I don't really eat a lot of sugar, and Jay and I both don't, our goal was could we make a sweet tea with a non synthetic sweetener, a sugar alternative that would taste good. And this tastes pretty damn good, I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. Also, we didn't go overboard with the sweetener. It's pretty mild.
No, I like it. That's what I like about it. I don't like sort of like, I feel like I finished it's like Kool-Aid by the time
ST or whatever.
like a McDonald's sweet tea or something like that. Those are gross.
Danny McHugh says sunk once.
So,
That's the name of his. It's the name of his boat.
yeah.
All right. I think that's it for
Oh, I
today.
got.
Well, I mean, we covered a lot and fast because we were on this double strong tea, I think. So, um,
Yeah.
so Friday we are skipping out for the holiday, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're
We'll
going
be
to take
back.
Friday off as Independence Day. So we will see you next Monday and we'll do something special, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I think we have some good guests coming up in the next couple weeks. We're gonna be doing a one from across the pond with a friend of mine who is in England, and we're gonna drink Earl Grey, and she's gonna kind of talk about tea culture in London. She's half from here and half from there. So that'll be fun to get her perspective. And
Right.
just like how things are going over there, I just kind of want to talk to somebody. Elaine is on Monday. Yeah, tea time across the pond. So
Nice.
we're gonna do Earl Grey. Although I'm pretty sure that like most we can ask her, but when was living there, most people are just drinking like half warm cups of PG tips all day long. Just all
I'm
day.
good. I'm good with that too.
I mean, like
I like
before,
PG tips.
like 11 p.m. You know, like I gotta get to bed. Can I just have one more cup of tea? One more
No,
cup? Can I get one more cup?
yeah.
Amazing. Dad joke rap. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
that is my genre.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking trash is G's giant dad joke, basically.
Talking trash is a great, it's perfect.
It's a hit, and that's a great one. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That's JJ's favorite song on the album. Um, cool, yeah. So, and we have other video. By the way, we have a video coming out like I think every week for the next 5 weeks or something. So
Nice.
we kind
Hey,
of,
well, let's figure it out and let's stream some during our two
yeah,
times you and I call. Let's find a way to stream live, you know?
yeah. I think it might actually, yeah. I'll figure it out. I think I know how to do it, but I want to test it out with you when we're not live. All right. Everybody
Cool,
out
cool.
there, we'll see you Monday. Monday, we're doing Earl Grey. So whoever wants to join us with some Earl Grey, and I know some people out there drink Lady Grey, go for that as well. We'll be talking to
Get
Elaine,
your pinkies out and your British accent on.
and we'll get to talk to Elaine Ivy Harris, who is an actress and a performer and a interesting, awesome talent in many ways, and it has an awesome, amazing half British, half like New Hampshire accent.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
She's delightful, and we'll show you, and maybe she can share one of her ridiculous videos she's been making her baking pandemic videos, which are hilarious. I'll show you one of them.
Nice. Mary Josephine said Talking Trash is the boat name.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, Dad Joke is a great boat name if you're the dad who made your family suffer through buying a boat and dealing with all the maintenance of a boat. It's kind of a joke in and of itself.
Dad Joke. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a big
pretty
joke
much
on
perfect
dad.
for a boat name that a dad buys in his midlife crisis.
Oh, how about Talking Splash?
Talking Splash.
Uh,
Or you could, if you'd like to do, we could go into Let's Talk About It. Sorry, I wanted to bring up that awful day.
oh my gosh. Talk about it. The worst
Hey,
taco place in the world.
Yeah,
Let's talk about it.
let's
All
talk
right.
about it.
All
Driscoll,
right.
Idaho, is that what it is? No, what's the name of the town?
It was
Uh,
Montana, wasn't it?
no, it's in Idaho on the other side of Wyoming.
Oh, yeah.
What's a Billy? No, what is the town at the bottom of Grand Targhee, Wyoming? Is in Idaho, and there is a restaurant called Let's Taco Bout It, which has been the source of endless stupid laughter for Jay, me, Pete, and our friend Bob.
Everybody, happy Independence Day. I hope you take T's advice and think about what independence means.
Yeah.
We love you, and we'll see you on Monday. Peace.
Yes. Have a great one. Blow some stuff up, all right? In a safe way. Peace.
Celebrate this country's independence by blowing up a small part of it.
Yeah, yeah. You're not allowed to do that anymore.
I'm actually South Asian.
I know. I'm just
They
messing.
should hire me to do the top.
Hank Azaria can't do it anymore.
No, but I can do it.
Yeah.
I'm looking for voiceover work, Fox. Let me know. All right.